Hi guys, this is a quick video on how to draft and cut out a simple sleeve for any dress thing, and as you can see I'm using a paper to draft and show you how to cut out a sleeve. So let's just hop right into the video. The first thing we want to make sure is the alignment of the fabric on the paper. After folding the paper, we will keep the open side opposite to us and the closed side in our direction. The first thing we will mark is the sleeve length. Now before that, let's understand some basic measurements that we need for cutting out a sleeve. The image right here will help us understand. On the closed side of the paper, I am running down the inch tape and marking it at 10.5 inches as per my requirement, as you can see at the very top of the screen. Also keeping a margin of 1 inch. Now from this 1 inch, 0.5 inch will go into stitching the upper part with the main dress. The other 0.5 is for the lower part finish. Next, for marking armhole, take your desired full bust size and divide it by 6. Whatever is the outcome, mark it in this way with the help of tape. In my case, I'm marking it at 5.6. From this mark again, run down the tape and mark at 3 inches. Isn't random, it's calculated using the formula bust divided by 12. In my case, that comes to 2.8 inches, so I'm rounding it up to 3 inches. You can calculate yours the same way, but for adult sizes, marking 3 inches is generally safe. For children and teenagers with full bust size below 25 inches, mark 2.5 instead. Let's take the margin now and mark it at 1.5 inches. Now draw a straight line diagonally like this. Now take your inch tape and run it along the line that you have just drawn and fold the tape to make a half of it and mark it there like this. From this mark, measure at 0.5 inches upward and mark it there again, just like the way I'm showing in the video. Now take your inch tape and run it along the line again, but make sure you are running along only half of the diagonal line this time. Fold the inch tape and make a half. Mark it there this way, and from this point mark at 0.2 inches downwards. Let's make a curve again. Try making an S shape of the curve. Now let's mark the round arm, starting with the upper round arm. From the top of the closed portion, I'll mark 4 inches down. Then take your upper round arm measurement and divide it by 2. In my case, 11 divided by 2 equals 5.5 inches, so I'm marking accordingly. Now mark the lower round arm. Take your lower round arm measurement and divide it by 2. I want a ready lower arm round measurement of 9 inches, so I'll divide it by 2 and mark it at 4.5 inches. If you prefer a more loose fit, you can keep the lower and upper round arm same. Now join all these dots, as you can see. Let's join them. Now keeping a margin, draw another line parallelly. One thing to note is that you can keep the margin lesser towards the lower portion. For drawing this curve, you can also use a ready-made sleeve armhole scale. If you are interested, I can make a separate video showing how to use it properly. The front and back armhole curves are very much prominent and our draft is ready. Let's cut it out now. Now you can see we have the back and front armhole. Let me just write it there for you. That's your back and this is your front armhole. Let's go ahead and cut the front armhole very carefully. As beginners, drafting on paper is the best thing you can do as it helps you spot and correct mistakes. You can also readily use this draft as a template for multiple uses and also when you are running short on fabric. Next, you can simply pin the draft onto your desired fabric and cut around it, as you can see it here how I'm pinning it. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if your fabric has a printed sleeve design, border or any specific pattern, be careful while placing the draft so that the design falls correctly on the sleeve after cutting. For the second sleeve, all you need to do is just flip the pattern to the opposite side so that you get a proper left and right pair. Alternatively, if you would like to cut the sleeves directly on the fabric, fold the fabric into 4 layers. There goes layer 1. Now we will fold for the second time, making sure that the open side is always opposite to us. Now you can see it is in 4 layers. At this point, you can start following the steps shown at the very start of this video. Just make sure the length of the fabric is according to the desired size, followed by the margin, and also the width of the fabric is bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 margin.